So, the Labour Party these days are very much concerned with MPs misleading Parliament. They even created a massive inquiry against Boris Johnson because they said that he misled Parliament over Partygate. They very much care about the Constitution and parliamentary procedures, but they themselves do the exact same thing on a regular basis, and no one says anything, including the mainstream media. But we are here to catch them out. Stella Creasy said something in the House of Commons, and then she even tweeted about this. Oh, in case you don't remember, Stella Creasy is the MP who's obsessed with bringing her baby into Parliament, into a workplace all the time, because, yeah, why not? That aside, she essentially misled Parliament and the public. That's more important, by the way, to me, the general public, because she decided to talk about a letter that they received or communications from the European Union. Ooh, representation from the European Union. But we found a bit of a flaw in this statement. So first things first, she basically called out this Brexit deal that Rishi Sunak has already signed. I'm also critical of the deal, so I'm not going to criticize what she's saying in regards to her opposition to the Windsor Framework, but I'm going to talk about something else. So she did say that the Secretary of State just tried to tell me the EU law bill won't undermine the Windsor Agreement. That's not what representatives of Europe think. The Secretary of State either not being open about the risks of trade war and the Northern Ireland deal, or doesn't understand his government's bill. You kind of need an apostrophe there, but okay, that's fine. But this communication and statement that she's posted from the European Union is actually from one junior MEP. It's literally one MEP, and not just one MEP, junior MEP, who also was, the reason we say junior is because they were selected, appointed. So it's not even an actual MEP. But that aside, she decided to say, well, this is basically representation of the European Union. It's not the same thing. You've got the European Commission, you've got the Council, and you've got the European Parliament. And the European Parliament and MEPs don't really have any real power anyway. But she wants us to believe that, yes, that represents the EU and their official line. That's a lie. You misled Parliament and you misled the general public. We even had Oliver Cooper saying Stella Creasy needs to apologize for deliberately misleading the House of Commons. She claimed that the European Union has written to us, but this is not the EU. It's a solitary junior backbench MEP. It's like claiming a backbench Labour MP represents the UK government. That's a very good point from Oliver Cooper. It is important to mention that Stella Creasy has always been very good at misleading the public and spreading fake news on a regular basis. For example, we have this one from 2017 when she said, just to be clear then, the government planning to spend more on Brexit than the NHS? 3 billion on the on Brexit to 2.8 billion on the NHS? Look forward to seeing the bus with that on driving around. Hashtag Brexit, I think she meant Brexit chaos, yeah. Hashtag budget 2017 budget. That was the same year that the government spent almost £200 billion on the NHS and in terms of the extra spending. I'm not really sure where she got that £2.8 billion from, but you can't just spread fake news and get away with it. But they do get away with it. That's the sad thing about the current culture and an atmosphere that we have that's been created by the mainstream media that focus on if someone who's not left-wing and say something even as a mistake a little bit, they start a mob rule mentality, inquiries, and they counsel you and your family and everything else. But the other side, the political left, they can just do whatever they want. And they get away with it. Unless they cross the line so much that they can't really be ignored by the media. But that's that. Also, let's not forget this. Another bit of hypocrisy from Stella Creasy when she said that England's footballers are too posh. So the England footballers, who we do have a couple of middle class football players, but the rest of them are generally what we used to call working class or people from the deprived background, and they then just happen to then become footballers and make money. But these people are obsessed with class divisions. Obviously, they want to create more divisions in society and go around saying, "You're this class, you're that class. You should go here, you should go there." But then we discovered Stella Creasy herself. She's not really a champion of the poor or the peasants. She and her family literally have a family crest. They literally have a family crest. So this is Stella Creasy's lineage, Stella of Walthamstow. You've got Philip Creasy, and you can pause the video and go through all these names and his and her family, and it goes back down to the ancestors. They are so posh, they are so upper class that they actually have a family crest. I mean, people in glass houses, Stella. Why do you have a problem with posh people when you yourself and your family are posh? This is the problem. They always do this. The political left, a lot of the champions and the heroes of the left, they themselves are the poshest, the most middle class or upper middle class people ever, and what we call champagne socialists. But then why is the media not calling this out when she comes out and talks about nonsense about footballers, or when she says, well, we're spending more money on Brexit than the NHS? Brexit is nothing to spend money on. There's a cost to it when it comes to implementation of it, the operations. It's not really a policy in that sense, the domestic policy to spend money. It's not a department anymore. But breathe, Maya, breathe. Anyway, I think we should take a break. We have more videos for you guys throughout the day. Every half an hour, we got updates from one of the idiotic government policies that Rishi Sunak and Dominic Raab have been doing to release prisoners early due to overcrowding. We also have some updates about Extinction Rebellion, as well as what happened yesterday in Parliament. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.